You found the STIHL National Championship Air Races presented by Reno-Tahoe.
All right, so what we're going to do today, because of the change in the weather, here at STOL Drag Racing, we only have a weather limit of about 1 mile of visibility because we're not going very far with these airplanes. We're drag racing them. So let me give you the lay of the land of our STOL Drag Racing course and the whole concept. Here on stage left, where the aircraft are taxiing to, is the start-finish line. 2,000 feet down to your right is the turnaround line. So the idea is to get two aircraft side by side, drag racing in 2 lanes. These lanes, by the way, are in the dirt between the taxiway and the runway. Each lane's about 75 feet wide. At the drop of the flag, go as fast as they can down to the turnaround line, 2,000 feet down to our right, land on or beyond the line, come to a complete stop with the tail wheel down, spin around and race back to the start-finish line, land on or beyond the start-finish line, come to a complete stop, and the first aircraft that stops wins the drag race. And we're going to be doing double eliminations all weekend long to determine our STIHL STOL Drag Racer Reno National Championship Air Races for 2022.
And at the end of each one of those ends, both on the turnaround and the end, they have to stop within 10 degrees of their intended heading. Anything outside of that, they're disqualified. And we got to see a representation of that when Eddie Sanchez lost one of his brakes during that, and he kept his line the best he could and saved it, and everything is smooth.
Directional control is key on the racetrack. And another point at these lines, it's the main wheels that the judges are looking for. The main wheels need to be on or beyond the line. It's not the tail wheel that we're looking for.
And that applies to nose wheels as well. The traditional, or not traditional, but tricycle gear, it's also the main wheels. The nose wheel is allowed to go over that line or behind it, but the mains do have to land on that line as well. Everything's off the mains.
Okay, the number 1 lane is the lane closest to us, and it looks like we got Joe Dory in his Pacer, race 53, and in the number 2 lane in the
Brett Womack,
Rans S20 from Denton, Texas.
38 minutes, look at like a 1:45, 1:40 end time.
No, in 30 minutes, so end time would be 3:08.
3:08 is the end time, copy.
So we're working out how much time we have to be on the course.
To anybody who's behind the grandstands who can hear us, the grandstands are going to be the best place to watch this portion of the air show for competition, because they're generally not getting higher than about 30 feet off the ground. So if you want to see these planes, the best place to be is in the grandstands or in the seating in front of there. So come on in, and we're off.
Have some fun doing it, but keep her safe. Let's have some fun.
So these are our bronze brackets, our slower airplanes. But Joe Dory's got a lead in the modified Pacer with the extended wings, the PA-18 tail, and the big wheels. So he's chopped the power, he's throwing it in a full slip, he's slowing it down as quick as possible, hits the line, the mark, jumping on the brakes to a full stop, tail wheel down, then spins around as quick as they can and race back to the start-finish line.
Now Jeff Womack in lane 2 in the S21, the silver one, he's battling having spring gear of aluminum, and apparently these guys are really bouncy, and he's been bouncing all week.
Good turn, and look at this, neck and neck, side-by-side racing. Who's gonna get stopped first?
And
Full
Joe Dory
slip.
on the left, lane 1, is one of the most experienced pilots out there, so you gotta be on your game.
Who was it? Who got stopped first? Could you tell?
Brent, you got him by about a half.
Lane 1 or lane 2? What do you think, folks?
Clear to taxi. Follow Joe.
1?
Clear to taxi.
They're calling lane 1.
All right. Come on out.
What lane?
We're a little blind down here in our little pit. Apologize for that.
That was a great race, Joe. He got you by like a half second, literally. It was a great race.
So the Rams won it.
The Rams won it.
I think
oh,
so.
Wow.
He said,
how about that?
Yeah.
All right, lane 2, we got Andrew Patry in the Cessna 182, taking lane 2, which is the outside lane, for those of you who haven't joined us yet. And Dave Curley's taking lane 1 on the inside in a Just Aircraft Highlander.
All right, and we have, you guys asked for some background music. We have something we think is appropriate.
Oh, no, it better not be that dang clown music again, Danny. Something completely different. All new to Reno, STOL drag racing.
Are you ready? Are you ready? On the arm drop. 3, 2, 1,
The big 182's got a MT reversible pitch prop. Let's see if he can get it engaged at the start-finish line. A lot of metal to move in the big 182.
A lot of weight and a lot of power to pull it. Takes less power to pull that Highlander. However, he can definitely outbrake. He is climbing. He hit a balloon. Something happened there. That was not generally intended. And he's not afraid to slam it into the ground.
Romping on the brakes to a full stop. Who's going to get the turnaround first? Looks like Dave Curley in the Just Aircraft Highlander, the lighter aircraft. Rotax powered. Flaps are up. Full steam ahead until right about there. They'll chop the power, throw it into a full slip, and decelerate as quick as possible.
Now it's not over yet because the 182 has beta. If he can engage it, look for a cloud of dust. He might be able to outbrake.
Ooh, that's a cloud of dust, all right.
On the radio while people are racing. It sucks when you're running the course and you hear people talking.
Clear to taxi. Curly, you got him by a hair.
Who got that one?
Follow Curly. I agree. No talking while people are racing on this radio, guys.
Kevin, let us know out there who got that one.
I went to Curly. David Curly got that one.
Dave Curley in the Just Aircraft Highlander got her stopped first. The lighter aircraft wins. And that's what we're doing. We're testing the whole end of the envelope out here, these aircraft. It's not like pylon racing where the fastest aircraft wins. Sometimes it's the slowest airplane wins.
And I asked you guys, you know, after the competition is over, what do you generally do?
That's right. That's when we review the tapes and see who really won. Because these races are so darn close, we can't tell with the naked human eye. We got to sit around the campfire with a few PBRs and review the cell phone video footage to see who won.
I need STOL 5-3 to the front, STOL 5-3 to the front.
So unlike the traditional races you've been seeing here at Reno,
And Aaron, you can
where
go
oil
around
temperatures are always an issue, engine temperatures are always an issue, we do have that as well, but in addition to that, we have brake temperatures. So
That's
if
right.
we have a pilot who has just went on a run, or had a plane that's just went on a run, they need time to cool their brakes, because their brakes will fade and stop working.
So they're working through the brackets to figure out who to put up next as they work our way through the bronze brackets. Double elimination. You lose twice, you're done. We've got 19 aircraft to go through over the whole weekend. And these STOL drag racers are competing for a $30,000 prize.
Joe Dory, you have lane choice. Joe Dory, you have lane choice.
It's very fortunate for all of us that we have the ability to have that low visibility requirement to be able to continue to fly, continue to compete, when otherwise we'd all just be sitting around here. This is fantastic. So thank you all the pilots for coming out.
STOL drag racing is an offshoot of traditional STOL, where you typically have a contest saying who can take off and land in the shortest distance.
Lane 2, we have Aaron Greer in a Cessna 182, who's really evenly matched with Andrew Patry in his 182. So it'll be exciting when we get those two together. One with beta, one without beta. And he's on the outside lane in number 2, and lane 1 is Joe Dory.
And Aaron Greer in the green 182 is one of our newest pilots. He showed up last year with just 300 hours total time, flying time. He's doubled that this year, 600 hours.
And you can see that lighter plane on the inside just out accelerating that heavy 182. But it's not over until it's over.
Yeah, watch Aaron throw it into a slip and throw it over the turnaround line with that extra weight and energy. Boom, see, he catches right up to him.
If you see him bounce like that, he's probably going to be out of this. He does. If the wheels aren't on the ground, they're not braking. You may also think that the nose wheel is a great advantage over a tail wheel, but what happens is when you get on the brakes really hard, the weight shifts to the nose wheel, offloads the mains, and now you can't get the braking ability off of those onto those wheels. So it actually hurts you, especially on wet grass.
Big lead by Joe Dory. He's going to stay in the running for a bit. Power off, full slip, flaps down. Now watch, he'll dump the flaps as he throws it into the start-finish line, get that weight off the wings and on the wheels, lock up the wheels in a big cloud of dirt.
And it looks like Joe Dory just sailed to that win on that one.
Good job, you got him, Joe. Good job, Aaron. Great flying. Clear to taxi. Watch opposing traffic when we go through the K-rail. Clear to taxi. Next two racers, come on out.
Who's got lane choice? Andy, you have lane choice. I think inside.
Come on into the inside.
And Tony, you're up with him. Correct. You're lane 2.
Hold for 1 second, Andrew. Hold for 1 second. Let's get Tony behind you. Tony, come on out, and then you can back in, Andrew.
Yeah.
You're cleared. Let's watch that empty drop. I love that. I love it.
We need some more room at the end of the conga line. Can you guys move up? Copy. Next race is Kaniva and Kathy.
Clear from the judges. Clear to the west and east. Here we go. Are you ready, Andrew? Are you ready, Tony? Let's keep her safe, boys, on the arm draw. 3,
It's high versus something, so sorry.
I might get the
You going down or you staying up?
I want to look at a video. I think Tony got you, Andrew. I just want confirmation. Great turns, great race, guys. Clear to taxi. Watch the blast, Andrew. Great race. I think Tony got that.
Can we get clarification on what to our next?
Confirmed. Tony got that.
Kathy and Ty, Kathy and Ty. Does Ty have lane choice? Ty does have lane choice.
Ty has lane choice. What? That's what I was told. Ty has lane choice. copy. Brian confirms STIHL's lane choice. Watch your blast.
Before they go, can I start over here? Yes, Colin.
45 and 84, the 182 battle can make your way up to the chute. The two 182s make your way up to the chute.
Colin, stay put.
We're clear to the west. We're clear to the east. Judges are ready. Are you ready? Are you ready? On the arc off. 3, 2, 1. See ya.
Tower Coast Guard 6603, radio check. Colin, solid on clear. All right, Colin, it'll be you and Kevin Palmer. Stay tight.
It's a good race, gang. Keep it safe. Keep it safe. Good race.
He did
That
get
person
it.
got her by a hair.
Outstanding.
Great job.
Good
Dean.
job, and
Great
to
job,
add to the
clear
complication of the
taxi.
situation, a little bit of crosswind goes a long way in these light aircraft. Looking at these flags behind us, it looks like a direct crosswind from the south.
Now we have Colin Kaniva taking lane 2 from Wayne, Nebraska in his Scooters Carbon Cup.
Number 1 lane, a hometown favorite in the Red Rocket, Kevin Palmer in the Rotax powered Carbon Cub.
Now, Colin Kaniva in the outside land is the star of the TV show Old Green Plane. You may see a lot of shirts of those around there at the STOL pits. And what that is on Carbon TV, this Old Green Plane television show. He inherited or he refound a plane that he grew up with that his dad had, restored it back to perfect condition, and goes around and flies around and interviews people in and out of aviation and kind of introduce them to them on Carbon TV. Go check that out.
We're clear to the west.
And all of this STOL drag racing action can be found on stoldrag.com. Tail up.
The big battle, boys. Keep it safe.
So twice in a row now, we're seeing a Kit Fox race a Carbon Cub.
Colin with the Titan 370 engine in his Carbon Cub pulls out of the hole shot much quicker, but the lighter weight Kit Fox can slow down quicker. Boom. Lock him up.
Very close again. Turnaround in
Just
sync.
identical. Oh, is the Red Rocket in the lead?
Tower Coast Guard 6603, requested out. We need to be up,
Kevin
Neck
Palmer
and
Illinois.
neck. Watch
Brother
this.
Trent
As they
Palmer,
kick it into a
also
full
local.
slip. All right, Kevin keeps going a little longer before he goes for the slip. That puts him at a good lead.
If Colin can make the line coming in slower, he might have an advantage.
Oh, tail down, boys.
I do not know.
Kevin Palmer, you got him, buddy. Great job. Colin Kaniva, scratch lane 2, short of the line. Clear.
Wow, scratch lane 2, and it looked like Kevin Palmer got him by a hair in the Kit Fox. Good race. So that might be it for our brackets, but we got a Few more races yet to run. When we run out of brackets, we start grudge matching, and the pilots call each other out. And here we go with the two 182s.
This is definitely the race to see. These guys are really close friends from the same airport out of Washington, fly down here together generally. One of the major, they're about the exact same weight. Andrew's a bolder gentleman than Aaron is, but he's got the titanium gear to help offset the extra weight, and so they end up being the same weight. The only advantage he's going to have on the outside lane is that reversible prop. So this is going to be a really good race.
Off they go. And this demonstrates that you can run what you brung in STOL drag racing. And if you're interested in STOL drag racing, come out and visit us at the High Sierra Fly-In this October.
They use that ramp like a motorcycle jump.
Aaron pulling out the hole shot.
Now Aaron has to pull sooner because he doesn't have the advantage of the beta.
Did he get it to
looks
work?
like the beta might be being used.
They get them both stopped just about the same time. Well, here they come. I think Aaron got him in the turnaround. Yeah, look at that. Aaron's got the lead at the green 182 with a stop prop in the 0470.
There's the advantage to landing shorter.
Chop it and throw it into that slip. Here come the flaps. Flinging it into the start-finish line, locking up the brakes, dumping those flaps.
And they are running long because they are heavy planes. Oh, beta is initiated?
Wow.
I cannot tell.
Man, you guys are cleared to taxi. We're going to video on that one. It was dusty from my angle, but we got a lot of video. The brackets are done for the day. That one will be decided for review. We're going to have a fun race here. Steve Henry, once these two 182s clear, come on up with, I believe it was Hal that said he'd race you. Steve was taking a head start, though. Where do we want the 182s parked?
Okay, that should wrap up our brackets for the moment, but I think we're going to get our fastest airplane out here, race 44, Steve Henry, Nampa, Idaho.
And they're going to have to go to video replay on that last one just to see who took that one.
Too close to call.
And Coast Guard, just hold your position. We'll get you going here momentarily.
Oh, I can hear that Yamaha warming up already. Running up. So if you get a chance, you got to come down to see us all at the STOL Corral on the right side of the airfield here, just beyond the jets. We've got a merchandise tent there. You can get all your STOL drag merchandise, t-shirts, hats, hoodies. And you can come down and visit all the pilots and see the airplanes and look at the very interesting experimentation that's going on with these experimental aircraft. All left only to your imagination.
Pulling out now is a yellow Highlander, number 44, Steve Henry.
It looks like on the
Wild West
Jumbotron
aircraft.
they're replaying that last race. J&M Productions, Airshow 360 doing a great job with the live feed down there. Just visited the trailer. What an impressive setup.
And Hal Stockman has taken number 2, lane 2. Now Hal, much lighter airplane than Steve Henry, much lighter. Not as much power, but does have a reversible prop and the ability to really, really brake hard.
Now check out the engine in this race 44. You're gonna hear it.
Steve's been beating you by 13 seconds. I'm going to give you a 13-second count on this clock. I'll give you the standard off the clock. So it'll be the 13.
Okay, they're gonna hold
13
Steve for
seconds, did I hear?
right?
I'm
Yeah.
starting at 9.
13-second head start.
13-second head start. We'll clear down the courses. Are you ready, Steve? On the arm drop. 3, 2, 1. See ya.
Here comes your winners from the last race in the red fire truck.
It is Sports 2D with a time of 2:32.75. Lead Ulrich in race 101. Make some noise, Reno.
Now listen up, here comes that 10,000 RPM, 300 horsepower Yamaha Apex engine.
Look at Steve Henry as he screams by to catch up to Hal Stockman.
Throws it in a full slip.
Oh, this is going to be close.
Oh, just a little goose of power there, Steve. That wind. There you go.
Get on those brakes. This is going to be a tough one. Now this is STOL drag. In traditional STOL, these two aircraft are paired very closely. They wouldn't get a head start one or the other.
Here comes Steve just roaring up the midfield here, right past the steel home pylon.
Oh, this is going to be a tough one.
Who'll get stopped first? Steve's got a hair trigger on his flaps to dump him. Romps on the brakes. Did Hal do it?
I think he got.
Did the little white guy get it?
Hal, that was a gorgeous race, King. Cleared the taxi. Gorgeous race.
Perfectly
That's awesome
timed
to watch.
finish.
Man, Steve, that's incredible.
13-second difference.
Kathy, do you want to race again? Yes, I
This
do.
is pretty cool. We got the two
I'm down.
nearly identical planes
Okay.
minus the engine. Just Aircraft Highlanders lining up.
Hal clears.
Eddie Sanchez on lane 2 on the outside in the black one. And Dave Curley on the inside with the dark green Just Aircraft Highlander.
All right. Curley gets an 8-second head start on you based on 12. Course is clear. Judges are ready. 8-second head start. I'll count it on the voice. So you ready? On the arm drop. 3, 2, 1. See ya. 3, 4, 5, 3, 2, 1. See ya.
I can count frontwards and backwards.
Now Eddie Sanchez in lane 2 is, I think, our number 3 qualifier, so he definitely needed to be held back a little bit.
Now what makes his Rotax so fast?
In his Rotax, it's an Edge Performance built out of Norway, where they do increase the compression and the pistons. His is not turbo, his is naturally aspirated. I think.
Sounds good to me.
For maybe 2 more. 1 more for sure, potentially 2. Want to stick to our top.
All right, now they're pretty well evened up.
All right, Stack, let's get up there.
There goes Eddie, passing him up in lane 2. Devil Girl.
Keep it safe. This is awesome.
Now everyone in the pits worked together to get the Black Highlander back in service for this race. All the other pilots and crews got together, worked together to continue that thing flying.
Johnny, just so we're ahead of the game, let's just make this the last one. Keep it safe. Great race. Tim, you got him. Great.
That's correct. We're just running the grudge matches at this time.
Got him by here. Great job, Clear to taxi.
And Colin Kaniva is lining up in lane 1 in a Cub Crafters, Scooters Cub Crafters. Is that an SS? Would you call that SS?
Snug up. This will be our last.
Brian Steck in lane 2 in the Legend Cub, Moac, mother of all Cubs.
A lot of people in the stands. Look at that, boys. Looking good.
Now these are two
That's great, Brian.
national STOL competitors, so they do compete both in traditional STOL. On the outside lane, the Legend Cup traditionally flies with slats. He pulled his slats off just before this, well, right at the middle of this event, just to see how he could get some more speed. And he was reminded that the plane flies completely different without the slats on, so he's still adjusting. And they're off.
Colin getting the whole shot in the Carbon Cub, the Titan 370 engine. I think they're both running the same engine, chopping it, throwing it in the slip, accounting for the winds. Might need a little bump just to get over the line. Boom.
Nice landings by both of them.
Or as Pete says, kablamo.
And Coast Guard Flight You wanted to do your departure from the...
Looks like Collins got him in the turnaround with a good lead.
He sure out-accelerated him on that turnaround.
The lighter weight Carbon Cub. Good turns from the judges. All Collins got to do is get it over the line and get her stopped safely. Boom, tail down.